Alright, I'm going to talk a little bit more about reading spark plugs today. A little bit of a weekend recap as well. So I'll start with the spark plugs and then I'll recap everything. And I might even kind of mix it in between. So we'll start with this spark plug here. This is the NGK7. This is on the naturally aspirated big block. So it's a 496 big block. It's roughly like 10 to 1 compression. It's got the I want to say they're the Brodix 340 cylinder heads. They're the BB2, might even be the BB2X. Um, it's a solid flat tappet motors to pump gas street engine. So this is in my dad's Camaro. He went out to the drag strip with it on Friday night, and we've been fighting a fuel pump issue. And we've kind of just now got it figured out. Is it was dropping fuel pressure, and we thought it was because of the tank and or the lines, so we sumped the tank and then changed the lines, and it definitely helped, but it's still intermittently losing fuel pressure, so we're going to put a fuel pump on that. So this is the plug out of that motor, and this is after this one has 1/4 mile pass on it, so I had to think for a second of which plug it was. So if you look at it, it's pretty clean. You really don't notice anything on the porcelain. If you look, you can see where I touched it a few times with my fingers. The other thing you'll note is there's really no timing mark on the strap on this plug. And the reason is I only have about 30 degrees of ignition timing in the motor because we knew we were having that intermittent fuel problem. So I didn't want to have any timing in the motor in case it was running lean. So we started there. He made a pass. It went 1160 at like 114.89, somewhere right in there. And it's a little slow, but not that far off. With no timing in the motor, that engine likes about 38 degrees. So it had 8 degrees of timing out of it. So it wasn't terribly off, but I had a feeling it was going to be running out of fuel, so we just started there. So this is that plug. Actually, I'll show you guys. So what I do is I remove the gasket or just spin it up a little bit, and I take a bandsaw and cut right there where my fingernail is. I just roll the plug on the bandsaw, and I use a socket to do that until I cut the threads off. And that leaves you this right here. You can see my dirty fingerprints on there. But other than my dirty fingerprints, you do not see any fuel ring right there at all, which tells me it's still running out of fuel. It's still running too lean. So it was a good thing we did not add any more timing because we still have a fuel issue. And your spark plug shows you that. That looks like a brand new plug with no fuel ring. So with 93 or pump gas or 110, cutting the plugs like this and reading the fuel ring at the base works the best, and this confirms we have a lean condition. So there's that. We figured it did. Our spark plug shows us, yep, we still do. So we're going to put a fuel pump in that deal and then recheck it, put some timing in it, and it should run bottom 11s at like 120s, so that'll be cool. Now I got two here. Both of these are out of the Circle Track car. That's that 350 cubic inch engine. Again, like 10 to 1 hydraulic roller on 93 and 110 mix. It doesn't need any 110, but he throws a gallon in here and there. About 36 degrees of timing in that deal. Actually, with these plugs, it only had 34 degrees. But this one's got about 10 laps on it. Again, I only had 34 degrees of timing in it at this point. You don't have much of a timing mark on this deal. It's kind of right there all the way out. So we could add some timing, move it back to the strap. So we're right there. Excuse my jacked up fingernail. And I just added 2 degrees to it today, so we're going to try to move that back to about there. But looking at this plug, it's got a little bit of fuel at the top. That's more of your idling and cruise there. But we went ahead and cut it. Now you look at that plug, you got quite a bit of fuel there. So it's rich, and I knew it was. If you look at the fuel ring, it's from there up to about there. You can see the different tone in it. That, if this was a little bit, so basically what we have there, just lighter, would be decent. And then as you roll the plug, this is where the strap side would be. See how dark it is there. It's got too much fuel in it. We need to take a little bit of fuel away or add a little bit of timing and see if that'll clean it up. Probably still should take some fuel away. You can see how dark that plug is. That's too much fuel and not enough timing. So let me pull this other one just to make sure I don't have them mixed up. Okay. So that's what I thought. So this one actually has about 20 laps on it. And this one, you can see how rich it is. It's just too rich. That's the best way to say it. The reasoning is the float was sticking on this one, and it was flooding it a little bit. But with that being said, that's out of the Circle Track car. This is also out of the Circle Track car. Same tune-up. This one has about 10 laps on it. You can notice how much cleaner this is. Again, it has my fingerprints on it. Big difference. Now this one is pretty close. You can see the darkening here. It's a little bit fat, but if you look at your fuel ring at your base, you got that just a little gray ring there, and it follows all the way around about where my fingernail is. See it start to darken up there. That's about right for a pump gas or for a regular fuel. That's about right. It's a little bit rich, but man, it's real close. I know this is close enough that I could add a little bit of timing, and I've still got enough fuel there that I'll be alright. So with this plug, I added 2 degrees of timing for next time out. So you can see the tune-up is close. I would call that a little bit on the rich side still. But with a Circle Track car, I like to run them a little bit fat because that helps the motor run a little bit cooler. If it's right on the edge of being a little lean, they run a little hotter. So I always run it a little bit richer. And like I said, on this deal, I added 2 degrees, so that'll clean it up just a touch as well. So that's that. And then, like I said, same application here. That's when the float stuck. And you can see the fuel ring at the base. It's leading up. But what happened? Well, our float stuck and it was flooding it a bit. That's the exact same jetting, the exact same application. Actually, even the same night. It's quite a big difference. So, yeah, just want to show you guys a little bit more on reading your plugs. You can obviously see too rich, too lean, and you're getting pretty close with this guy. This one's you're getting in the ballpark. You can still take a little bit of fuel away from this. Or if you're a little bit light on timing, you can start to creep a little bit of timing in. So hopefully this helps you guys, and I'll continue making videos. Circle Track car did good. We had no bite off the corner, so we're making some adjustments there. Gonna bring the top bar down on the 3-link, get some bite off the corner. Other than that, the car was doing good. Yeah, I think that'll be it for tonight, and we're gonna keep on wrenching on stuff. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to comment. I'll try to answer them, and like and subscribe. Thanks.